This week, we conclude our brief study on the sacraments. We do that with the help of one of our viewers, Mrs. Mary Boudreau, who emailed me this question. Dear Dr. Liberto, as Catholics, we believe that Jesus is really present in the Eucharist. Does this make us cannibals? Thank you, Mary, for that interesting question. First of all, you are correct, of course, that Jesus is really present in the Eucharist. Jesus is not merely in the host, but the host is Jesus. What the Church teaches is that a change takes place at the consecration, where the bread is transformed into the very body of Christ. This change is best described by the term transubstantiation. This is the Church's technical way of stating what happens in this sacrament. The bread ceases to exist and is converted into the body of Christ, whole and entire. Jesus is, to echo the words of the Council of Trent, really, truly, and substantially present. And not just his body, but the whole Christ, body, blood, soul, and divinity. We really do eat his flesh and drink his blood in this most sacred meal. So are we cannibals? I would have to answer no. Not because we don't really eat Christ, but because of the sacramental mode of presence by which Christ is indeed present. A little more explanation is necessary. Transubstantiation means that the substance of bread changes into the substance of Christ's body. In non-technical language, what is now present on the altar after the consecration is truly Christ, even though it still looks like bread and tastes like bread. In fact, all of the accidents, the appearance, the taste, the size, the shape, and other observable qualities of the host appear the same as before the consecration. The Church understands that those accidents or properties of the bread remain even though the substance has changed. In other words, it looks like bread, tastes like bread. It looks like wine, it tastes like wine, but the Eucharistic species are no longer what they appear to be, but are now the whole Christ. We are not cannibals in the strictest sense, however, because we eat Christ's flesh in a sacramental mode. That is, the flesh is there, the blood is there, the bones are there, but the accidents are not there in their natural mode of presence, but in this unique and special sacramental way. We don't see, feel, taste, or in any other way perceive the bodily presence of Christ with our senses, because Christ is not present in his natural mode of presence. If that were so, we would see him appear at the consecration. But because Christ is present in the sacramental mode, we're not acting as cannibals when we eat his body and drink his blood in the Eucharist. I hope this brief response has been helpful to you, Mary, and to our viewers. Thank you for your question.